But the most disgusting thing is that people at this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with the police. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you.
Do not speak to the police. Do not interact with the police. Do not cooperate. One of your family members, one of your friends almost died, and you're handing down directives not to cooperate with the police investigation. So we're going to have a look at Douglas Melo, aka the pink-haired guy who jumped in and stopped Raja from taking the life of Syko Stu. We've got some crazy insights to what happened before this incident and after this incident. It's really sinister. It's really premeditated, it sounds like. And I think that it's shocking, to be fair. We'll also have a look at the reaction in general from people in terms of my comment section and people absolutely losing their shit. Chael Sonnen, Sean Strickland. It's all very bizarre, a lot of deflection, and a lot of people being very insincere in terms of telling the truth. Before we get started, if you can do me a favor, if you can like the video and share the video, it helps grow the channel. And if you're new here and you like what I'm saying, maybe hit subscribe. Cheers. So this is from the Scaling Up podcast. These lads were on the scene when all this insane craziness transpired the other day. Doug's given us an insight into what happened right before the incident of pure savagery, animalistic violence, and it's so interesting.
So how did you end up being involved? Because from what I understand, you weren't part of that match, that segment. How did you end up out there in the middle of the ring during this match?
I just got done with my match. I was blown up, took the heat, did the shit. Then I get a whisper by somebody, hey, something is not right. I might need you to go out there and check a scenario. This guy's going to do a spot. I'm like, when does the spot happen? Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Well, you want to...
I'm going to pause it there, and I know it's really early on, but he got a whisper from someone backstage. We don't know whether this was like someone in a managerial position, but someone gave him the nod and told him that we might need you to step in out here. Now, if we go back to that AJ Mano guy, the guy who was like roiling him up and getting Raja ready to go out there and really throw down and punch for real, and if you don't do it, I'm going to jump in and do it with you, all this type of shit, and then came out and made a bitch ass statement about this is all just part of the wrestling game. I was in character. Absolute trash. This guy, he was balls deep in this whole scenario. You know, you see the social media pictures of him hanging out with MMA fighters and licking their ass and shit like that. You're just like, dude, you're trying to get in the good side of Rampage Jackson and his son, and you're there telling them that you're going to jump in and throw punches. You pathetic loser. And now you're up there putting out public statements about Stu's family. According to Douglas here, that's not the environment and that's not what it's about. Apparently there's a lot of fake bullshit and fake friends and fake family statements being made, but clearly that's not what it's about, and that's not what the environment shows over here. He got whispers that something was going to happen and he might have to jump in. From who? Who knew? Was it AJ? Was it one of the organizers who possibly knew that this was going to go down? It's a bit bizarre, to be honest.
Let me know, but like, you're not telling me when the cue is, when is the spot supposed to happen. You're just going to let me know just in case. Right, so I'm stuck waiting for this cue. I walk out to somebody with the radio. I said, hey, talk to the back. When do you guys want me to go? What's happening? I was informed about the beer can incident actually shortly before that. They told me that they, made up, shook hands, hugged it out multiple times. So it was going to be fine, but they just want to make sure. I talked to the person out front with the radio. I walk back to the ring. I see the slam. I see the first punch, second punch, and by then I'm at people in front of me and I just start moving. I kind of wish I would have just sprung on like the slam. So that's where I'm at. I mean, honestly, there's nothing worse than you watch somebody you care about. He's a veteran. He's me. And these are people who are supposed to love him. And I'm the only one on the outskirts to be told to watch this, apparently. And then I'm in there and I'm battling, I'm doing whatever, trying to like work this. And I'm telling the guy to calm down. And now he's trying to fight me.
It seems to be that there's like a pre-existing narrative between Douglas and what he perceives is, I guess, like fake friends, fake family over at this organization, because he was the only one that was told to keep an eye out for this savage who's about to jump in there and take the life of one of your friends. Really weird.
I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Mana. You brought somebody that was volatile that you knew had issues.
So real quick, that's the friend of Raja who brought him to the event.
That's the small calf, small ass, chicken legs bitch with the cowboy hat.
So this fight, whatever you want to call it, Raja Jackson.
Attempted murder.
Right, this attempted murder, he landed like 20-something punches on him.
23.
23 punches on him. You pull him off, and then he tried to go at you. So that was he trying to continue beating him?
And all the shit that AJ gassed up into his head, because let me put it this way. I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a shit person for what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger shit person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem with. You can't fucking tell me that's not, I don't believe in coincidence.
He was based.
Just a quick passing little statement like AJ Mano, the guy who gassed up Raja to go in there and do what he did, has a problem with Syko Stu? Interesting. What is that problem? Doesn't it make complete sense that this dude who has a problem with Syko Stu sends an animal in there to do what he did? Disgusting.
Basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself. You know, the few little backyard fights he fucking got in where he got beat the fuck up, and then you got somebody that's a real fighter, trained by somebody that's one of the greatest of all time, and then you had him do your dirty work.
Keep going. Well, I know his chat was like gassing him up too, leading up to it, which we've talked about.
Another reason why live streaming is toxic.
Yeah, so to talk about the whole live streaming and the chat gassing him up and, you know, him talking to his little followers and, you know, promising them that he was going to jump in there and punch this guy for real if you give me 50 likes. That's where we're at with this type of scenario. That's where we're at with this toxic streamer environment where guys will have an army of young teenagers willing to do anything for them and vice versa. It's really, really bizarre and strange. I'll disagree with Douglas to an extent here in terms of AJ Mano gassing him up and his live stream chatters gassing him up. This is a volatile dude. Coming from the mouth of his own father, he said that I'm not putting money away for his future in college. I'm going to be putting money away for his bail. So he knows that his kid is the same as every other kid of that ilk and that they're going to be in trouble with the police, they're going to be in trouble with impulse control, with keeping their emotions simmered down, and any little powder keg will set these people off. That's what we saw with young Raja here. So I don't put all the blame on streamers and other cowboy wrestlers who can't fight themselves who also had a problem with Syko Stu. I'm not putting all the blame on them. There's definitely some there, but 100% this is the type of thing that Raja is going to do anyway, right? We might have just seen it on camera and then it went viral. We don't know how many times he's done this and there's no camera around, so.
I saw Stu. I saw the punches. It felt like slow motion. I'm looking around. I'm looking at Stu's friends staring at me. Not running in. I'm only running in. They weren't willing to save their friend. They would rather worry about their own image, their self, their match, or this. Sometimes the world stops. People are sitting in the fucking ring watching a man get beat to death that they call a fucking friend. The people in the back are telling me, hey, can you go out there and make sure nothing bad happens? So now I got all this responsibility. But at the same time, if I'm AJ Mana, if I'm the people that told me to go out there, if that's the person I brought, or I know this whole situation's going on, I'd be right at the ring. I would die before something hurts my family. And all the people that call him family, where the fuck were they?
So do you think he wanted to continue beating up Stu?
I think he would have killed him.
If you didn't stop it, right?
I promise you he would have killed him. He would have killed me if he would have got the best of me. If he would have took my legs out from under me like he was trying to, he was going to do the same thing to me that he did to Stu.
Really good point there in terms of if he had taken the legs of Douglas here, he would have mauled him on the ground as well. And there's a lot to be said about that interaction when he was walking away and he was having a complete victim conscious meltdown and he was saying, I'm not a bitch and I'm not this and I'm not that. You're just like, holy shit, like, would you not want to be around this dude? Would you not want to be around him? Holy shit. The conversation of where are the police and all this? Has this guy been arrested? Do we know that? Is that information out there right now? I'm sure if he had been arrested, it would be out there, right? There doesn't seem to be like a pressing incentive by the police to get there and arrest somebody who tried to take the life of a man on camera. It's really bizarre what's going on. We talk about premeditation and him being on a live stream 10 seconds before he jumped into the ring and did this, and he told his chat that he was gonna do it. If you give me 50 likes, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna lamp him. And you're just like, what more do you want? You've got that interaction with Cowboy Mena and you're like, he literally said he was gonna go out there and do it. This guy encouraged him to go out there and do it. What more do we need? Why is Raja Rampage getting special treatment here? I don't get it.
that whole fucking night. There couldn't be anything more mismanaged in my fucking life than I saw that night.
But the most disgusting thing is that people at this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with the police. From what I hear, the police were there investigating the scene shortly after Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted, and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you. And fuck you to every single person who replied to them, yes, sir. You are all weak sacks of shit.
Probably the most sinister part of the entire story is this text message and this group and this hand down from the people that are above and the people that are in charge of this particular wrestling organization. Do not speak to the police. Do not interact with the police. Do not cooperate. One of your family members, one of your friends almost died, and you're handing down directives not to cooperate with the police investigation. How much more do we need in terms of cover to be run for Rampage's son? And as this lad said here, people replying to that with, yes, sir. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? So with the help of God, if Syko Stu does make it back into the ring and makes it back to his voice in terms of suffering from PTSD and this being his only outlet, if he does manage to get back in there in the future, does he got to look around at all the people who didn't help? All the friends and family members apparently who didn't jump in, who actually said that they weren't going to help with the police investigation? Are these the people that you're going to be around? Could you ever trust them again? I don't think so. So thank God for Douglas jumping in, doing what he did, stuffing the double leg takedown from the savage Raja. And not only that, to come out in the aftermath and unveil this very, very important information about the corruption and the cover-up of what happened the other night. And it's disgusting. And a lot of people are running cover. You know, you've got a lot of MMA commentators, Brendan Schaub, Chael Sonnen, Sean Strickland is another one. You know, this kid just got a little bit out of control. Chael thinks it was a complete setup, that it was all fake. These punches didn't even land. I don't know what to say to people like this. So Sean Strickland thinks that this dude shouldn't go to prison because I didn't go to prison, and whatever, man. People's reactions to this are absolutely vile and disgusting. They're just the MMA celebrities. The actual comment sections in a lot of the videos that cover this topic are vile. They're absolutely disgusting. So many people have support for Raja and what he did, and that's to be expected because people like this like to support each other. Unfortunately, we are too caught up in hurting people's feelings, and we're terrified to be called racist to call out the truth. That's what it is. Not here. Not me. And if any of that made sense, let me know down below. Maybe hit like, subscribe and share. Cheers.